The Colosseum stands today as a grand icon of Rome, a massive stone structure that draws millions of visitors every single year. Yet, beneath its weathered arches and iconic silhouette, the monument hides a much darker and more brutal reality from the ancient past. Commissioned by Emperor Vespasian around 70 AD, the project was a calculated political move to reshape the heart of the Roman capital. The massive arena was built directly on the site of Nero's former private lake, a space once reserved only for the elite. By draining that lake and building a stadium for the public, the Flavian dynasty sought to erase the memory of a hated tyrant. It was a powerful message to the citizens of Rome that the new leadership was dedicated to the people rather than themselves. However, this grand construction project was fueled by the spoils of the Jewish war and the labor of thousands of enslaved captives. These laborers worked under harsh conditions, moving massive blocks of travertine stone to create the skeleton of the great amphitheater. Once the structure was finally completed, the arena became a stage for state-sponsored violence on an unprecedented scale. The games were designed to keep the Roman populace entertained and, more importantly, to keep the restless masses controlled. Gladiators were the stars of this gruesome theater, often consisting of enslaved people or prisoners of war forced into combat. They were trained in specialized schools, preparing to fight to the death for the amusement of thousands of cheering spectators. But the spectacle went far beyond simple human combat, as the arena floor was frequently transformed into a theater of death. Exotic animals like lions, tigers, and bears were imported from the far reaches of the empire to be hunted and slaughtered. These beasts were kept in dark, cramped conditions before being thrust into the blinding sunlight of the arena to face their end. Engineers used complex pulley systems and wooden elevators to hoist these wild animals directly into the center of the arena floor. This created a terrifying surprise for the spectators above, who watched as the beasts emerged suddenly from the ground. Public executions were also a common feature, serving as gruesome daily reminders of the consequences of defying Roman law. The sheer scale of the slaughter was truly staggering, with thousands of animals and humans losing their lives in a single event. The architecture itself was a masterpiece of efficiency, designed to handle massive crowds with precision and speed. 80 distinct entrances allowed 50,000 people to enter and exit the stadium with relative ease, preventing dangerous bottlenecks. Beneath the wooden floor lay the hypogeum, a complex labyrinth of tunnels and cages where the victims awaited their grim fate. This underground network was the hidden engine of the spectacle, completely concealed from the view of the crowds in the stands. Workers moved through these dark, narrow corridors, managing the logistics of death while the audience cheered above them. As the Roman Empire eventually began to decline, the once glorious Colosseum slowly fell into a state of deep disrepair. The structure was repurposed over the centuries, serving as a fortress for powerful families and a source of stone for new buildings. At one point, it was even transformed into a quarry, with its precious marble stripped away to decorate other parts of the city. Later, it became a sacred space, with shrines built within its walls to honor the history of the site. Today, we admire its weathered arches and massive stone walls, but we must also remember the blood that once filled this space. It remains a haunting testament to the duality of human civilization, capable of both immense beauty and profound cruelty. Walking through the ruins today, one can almost hear the echoes of the past and the roar of the ancient crowds. It serves as a stark reminder of how power was once displayed through the control of life and death in the public eye. History is rarely simple, and the Colosseum stands as a complex monument to both human ingenuity and our darkest impulses. Reflecting on its past helps us understand the culture that built it and the values that defined their ancient world. If you enjoyed this journey through history, please like, subscribe, and share this video for more fascinating stories about our world. Stay tuned for our next deep dive into the people, cultures, and events that continue to shape the world we live in today.